Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something, bought something, called your credit card company or bank, searched for something, called your doctor, applied for a job, and didn't interact with artificial intelligence in some way? Think about it. Most of you can't answer the question because the honest answer is you don't know. That's how embedded this thing is already. It's not coming. It's not on the horizon. It's already inside the walls. And yet, here we are having the same argument we've been having for years. Is AI good or bad? Is it going to save humanity or end it? Are you for it or against it? Here's what I have to say about the debate. We're asking the wrong questions, and we're running out of time to ask the right ones. I'm going to tell you 3 things today that most people on both sides of this conversation don't want to say out loud. Number 1, the technology is not going away. It doesn't matter if you love it. It doesn't matter if you hate it. It doesn't matter if your congressman gave a speech about it, or if your university banned it, or if you personally refuse to use it. It is in the hospitals. It is in the schools and corporate organization charts with a budget line that says workforce optimization, which is a very clean phrase for a very messy reality. Number 2, someone is paying for it, and right now that someone is you. Not the tech giants building these things, not the hedge funds betting on them. You, the person paying the electric bill, because data centers, the physical infrastructure that make all of this run, consumes electricity at a scale that should make every taxpayer and ratepayer in America furious. We've got states where residential utilities climbed 50% in 5 years. 50. While data centers down the road negotiated a discount. Finland figured out a way to pipe data center waste heat directly into people's homes. We figured out a way to pass the bill to the family across the street. There's a gap there, a significant one. Number 3, and this one is going to stick with you. The jobs conversation we're having is not honest. The optimist will tell you AI creates more jobs than it destroys, and historically, technology has done exactly that. But that argument skips the part that actually matters, the gap. The space between the jobs that no longer exist and the ones that haven't been created yet. Amazon just cut 30,000 corporate jobs, not because they were struggling, but because they are thriving. Their cloud business just posted its best growth in over a year. They cut people as a feature, not a bug. Wall Street cheered, and somewhere 30,000 people are updating their resumes. Elon Musk said, and I'm quoting him directly here, people will have more time available to do the things they want to do. I thought about that for a long time, and my response is this. That's a beautiful sentiment. If you have a 9-figure net worth, for the administrative assistant who just got replaced by an AI workflow tool, for the 22-year-old software developer whose entry-level job just evaporated before she even got to apply for it, for the woman, and statistically, women. 79% of the high-risk jobs are held by women who just found out her position was eliminated. She got more time now, Elon. With what money? Today's piece goes deep on all of it. We're talking about data centers, where they should and shouldn't be built, what smart actually looks like, and what Minnesota just did that every state should be studying. We're talking about the job numbers, the real ones, not the ones that make you feel better. We're talking about what AI is doing inside medicine, inside the classroom, and what nobody has figured out yet. And at the end, we get to the question that I think some that is coming for all of us, whether we are ready for it or not. The answer that makes some people very uncomfortable. The answer that sounds radically right up until you do the math. The speakeasy. Straight talk, no chaser. Let's get into it. I'm going to turn this over to Alex to go through everything. He's going to go deeper into these three important aspects of AI. Alex will lay out the better plan for how data centers should be built and empowered in a way that doesn't put the cost squarely on the single household. And Alex will also cover just how people displaced by AI don't become the newest arrivals at homeless shelters. For the full article, it's up now on the Speakeasy Substack. Look for the AI Reckoning. The link is in the comments. Over to you, Alex.
Have you ever watched a ship sail out of the harbor and realized, just a second too late, that you were supposed to be on it? Well, when it comes to the debate over artificial intelligence, that ship hasn't just sailed, it's already hit an iceberg, and the lifeboats are halfway to the shore. Honestly, the conversation we're having in public is outdated. We're still arguing about whether we should use AI, while the reality is that the bill is already coming due. It's showing up in your power bill, your doctor's office, and your kids' homework. And nobody is talking about who's actually paying for it. I'm Alex, and today we're looking at the AI reckoning. This isn't just about cool chatbots or generated art. It's about the massive physical infrastructure and the structural shifts in our economy that are happening right under our noses. So let's get straight into it. No chaser. Let's start with something you might not associate with digital code, your electricity. See, AI doesn't live in a cloud. It lives in massive, hot, power-hungry data centers. And these things are absolute monsters when it comes to energy consumption, like truly staggering amounts of power. Right now, American utility companies and ratepayers, that's you and me, are being asked to foot the bill for the infrastructure these centers need. We're essentially subsidizing big tech's growth. Does that sound fair? Especially when these facilities are often built right next to communities that can't handle the strain. But wait, it doesn't have to be this way. Other countries are already miles ahead of us. In some Nordic countries, for example, they actually require data centers to be built underground. It keeps them cool naturally and keeps them out of sight. It's a complete game changer for the environment. And get this, in Italy, they've figured out how to capture the heat these servers generate and pump it into nearby homes for residential heating. They've turned industrial waste into a public utility. Why aren't we doing that here? It's not a lack of technology, it's a lack of political will. Thankfully, some states are waking up. Minnesota recently passed a law that prevents utilities from giving discounted power rates to data centers. It's a small step, but it's the right instinct. Why should a family's electric bill go up just so a multi-billion-dollar corporation can run more algorithms? Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Jobs. We've all heard the corporate spin, right? AI will augment your work, not replace it. Well, let's look at the actual numbers because they tell a very different story. It's not speculation anymore, it's HR policy. Amazon recently cut 14,000 corporate positions and replaced those functions with AI systems. Meta, formerly Facebook, let go of about 8,000 people, which is 10% of their workforce. And here's the kicker. 60% of major corporations now require AI in their workflows. If you refuse to use it, you're basically being shown the door. Wall Street loves this, by the way. Every time a CEO announces a huge AI investment, investors see one thing: fewer people on the payroll and higher profit margins. It's the new offshoring, but this time, the jobs aren't going overseas, they're going to a server. I remember hearing Elon Musk say that people will eventually have more time to do the things they want to do, and honestly, I had to laugh. My first thought was, okay, but funded by what? It's hard to enjoy all that free time when your mortgage is due on the first of the month. This disruption is structural. If your employer mandates AI and your competitor is using it to undercut your prices, you can't just opt out. Most workers don't have the luxury of abstaining on principle. We're being forced into a race where the finish line keeps moving. But look, I don't want to be a total doomer here. There are places where AI is actually doing incredible things. Take clinical medicine, for instance. About 70% of doctors are now using a tool called Open Evidence. It's an AI that scans peer-reviewed literature to help with diagnoses. Think about how much time a doctor spends on paperwork and searching for the latest studies. If an AI can handle the information hunt, the doctor can actually spend more time looking at the patient. That's a legitimate win for public health. In this case, the tech is a partner, not a replacement. Then there's the classroom. Oh boy, educators are in a tough spot. Students are already using AI to draft papers and brainstorm ideas. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. The question is, what is education actually for if a machine can write a C+ essay in 5 seconds? And we're seeing a new kind of inequality here too. Students who can afford the premium, high-end AI subscriptions are getting much better results than those using the free versions. We're literally baking academic inequality into the software. How do we even begin to grade that fairly? It all leads to one final, uncomfortable conversation that we've been avoiding for decades. If AI systematically displaces white-collar work the way machines displace manufacturing, where do the people go? This is where we have to talk about universal basic income, or UBI. I know. Some of you probably just felt your blood pressure spike. But think about the logic here. If corporations are saving billions by cutting human labor, shouldn't some of that wealth be used to support the people who were displaced? It's a math problem, not just an ideological one. Imagine a system where we tax corporations based on the number of employees they replace with automation. We could use that revenue to create a baseline income floor. Is it a perfect plan? No, but is it a better starting point than just letting millions of people fall through the cracks? Absolutely. At the end of the day, AI isn't the villain. It's a tool. It can accelerate medical breakthroughs and take the busy out of busy work. The problem is that we're deploying it on a massive scale without any plan for the fallout. We're building the plane while we're already 30,000 feet in the air. The technology won't wait for us to catch up. Our politics and our policies need to move faster. We need more honesty and less hype. The bill is coming due, my friends. The only real question left is, who's going to sign the check? Think about that today. I'm Alex, and thanks for listening. Wait, before I go, I want to leave you with one thought. Next time you see a headline about a new AI breakthrough, don't just ask what it does. Ask who it replaces and who's paying for the power to run it. Once you start looking for those answers, the whole picture changes. Catch you next time. Actually, let me add one more thing. We often talk about AI as this inevitable force of nature, like a storm or a tide. But it's not. It's a choice. It's a series of choices made by people in boardrooms and government offices. We still have a say in how this story ends, but we have to speak up now. Think about the data centers again. If we demanded that they use their own renewable energy, the whole landscape would shift. If we demanded transparency in how AI is used in hiring, the power dynamic would change. It's about taking the straight talk and turning it into action. Okay, now I'm really done. See you soon. Actually, I just thought of one more example that really brings this home. Think about the local tax breaks cities give to attract these data centers. They promise jobs, right? But these centers are mostly automated. They take up huge amounts of land, use massive amounts of water, and employ maybe a few dozen people. Is that a fair trade for a community? Probably not. When we look at the big tech promise, we have to look at the fine print. The jobs are often temporary construction roles, while the environmental and infrastructure costs are permanent. It's that kind of no-chaser reality we need to keep in mind as we navigate this new era. It's not just about the code, it's about the community. So, as you go about your day, maybe notice the lights in your house or the way your doctor interacts with their computer. Everything is connected. The AI reckoning isn't coming, it's here. And being informed is your best defense. Thanks again for joining me on this deep dive. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay engaged. One last thing, and I promise this is the final thought. Don't let the complexity of the tech intimidate you. You don't need to be a computer scientist to understand fairness, labor rights, or environmental impact. Those are human issues, and they matter more than the algorithms ever will. All right, Alex out.
When the spin gets thick and the headlines lie, pull up a stool, we'll tell you why. No noise, no fluff, no dog and pony show.